Hey everyone. Before we dive in, I need to let you all know that this is the final episode of Season 1 of this incredible anime series. So without wasting any more time, let's start episode 12. Last time we saw Arthur leave with Jasmine to become an adventurer. In this episode, we see both of them now entering an adventuring guild. Jasmine brings Arthur to the reception and says they need to assess this guy's rank, meaning Arthur's rank. In the next scene, we see them being sent to another room. There, Arthur explains that he's keeping his face hidden. He's doing this because he doesn't want his family to get involved with the royal family at all. After this, the receptionist takes them to a guy. The receptionist tells this person that she's come with A-class adventurer Jasmine and needs to assess her companion's rank as well. So this guy stands up and says it's nice to meet them. He introduces himself as the chief of this adventure guild. His name is Caspian Blade Heart. Caspian explains that before the practical exam, there are written exams too, and they also check your mana core. But since Jasmine is recommending this person, we don't need to do all that. After saying this, Caspian tells Jasmine that her father came just the day before yesterday. Hearing this, Jasmine gets a bit angry. Then Caspian tells Arthur that we don't need your true identity for registration, but what should I call you? Arthur responds, "Call me Note." Caspian agrees, and then they shake hands. After shaking hands, Arthur realizes that Caspian is quite powerful. Caspian says it was nice meeting you, let's take you to the exam hall now. In the next scene, we see them heading toward the exam hall. Arthur asks Jasmine if she knows Caspian. She says yes, in a way she knows him because her father has connections with the Adventure Guild. Suddenly, Sylvie comes out. Seeing her, Jasmine says, "Does your partner look a bit different?" Arthur says he's also noticed that Sylvie can change her appearance. Then we see them entering the exam hall where a girl is showing her power to an instructor. The girl makes a pretty powerful attack on the instructor, but the instructor blocks it quite easily. Everyone gets impressed seeing this. After this, the girl attacks again, but she doesn't realize the instructor has come behind her. The instructor defeats her and says she used mana and spellcasting speed quite well, but her defense is weak. After saying this, she tells her that Diana, your class will be C-class. Seeing this, Jasmine is also impressed and says becoming a C-class conjurer at such a young age is quite remarkable. Next, a guy named Elijah Knight is called to the stage. Suddenly, all the instructors start having a meeting right on stage. As soon as their meeting ends, an instructor announces that Elijah has been made a B-class adventurer directly. Everyone is shocked hearing this. How could someone become a B-class adventurer without taking the exam? Arthur also doesn't understand what happened. Then another contestant is called whose name is Lucas. Lucas is quite arrogant. He says, "Can't I directly skip the exam and join A-class? It would save my time." Hearing this, the instructor tells him, "Your name is Lucas. You're 11 years old and you're a conjurer. Your specialty is fire and you're at the light orange stage." Hearing this, Jasmine is also surprised and says this child is at light orange stage at such a young age. Then Arthur looks at Lucas's ears and realizes these are elf ears. After this, the match starts where Lucas directly summons one of his guardians, which is a huge fire creature. He attacks directly with this, but the teacher uses earth magic to extinguish that fire. Seeing this, Lucas quickly climbs on a rock and attacks that rock directly, throwing fire everywhere from there. Seeing such dangerous attacks, Arthur is also surprised and wonders if Lucas will be able to control this. We see the teacher blocking all attacks, but Lucas can't maintain this attack. Because of this, the attack starts going everywhere. So the instructor has to use her power to control this attack. In the next scene, we see Lucas has lost. The instructor praises him, saying he did quite well and his mana capacity shows he has potential. The teacher is still speaking when Lucas angrily attacks her. Seeing this, Arthur quickly throws his sword at Lucas's attack and saves the teacher. Seeing this, Lucas gets very angry and says this match won't count because an outsider interfered. The other instructor says this match was already over and you tried to make a sneak attack, which is completely unacceptable. The instructor also tells Lucas that yes, this is your greatest weakness, so I'm putting you in B rank. Hearing this, Lucas is quite disappointed and doesn't want to leave, so the instructor has to send him away. After this, Arthur's turn comes where Jasmine wishes him good luck. Then Arthur comes on stage. The other instructor says there's no information about you in the file. Everyone can feel Arthur's aura now. Seeing this presence, everyone gets quite scared. Seeing this, Caspian comes there. He tells the other instructors to step aside. He'll fight this one. The guy says, "But you're a AA class sorcerer. Someone like you can't administer this kind of exam." Caspian says, "Is there any problem with this? Don't you trust my skills? Besides, I know his guardian well. Let me fight him." After saying this, he asks Arthur if he has any problem if he fights him. Arthur also says no, rather he gets ready to fight him. Arthur thinks to himself that this is the chief of Sapine's largest adventure guild, and he's a AA class adventurer. There won't be any weakness in his defense. I don't think this exam will be that easy. Arthur gets quite excited to fight him. Then both start fighting each other. But we don't see that fight. Arthur is directly made a B-class adventurer. In the next scene, we're shown those instructors again who come to Caspian and say that today people became B-class adventurers whose names were never heard before, and all of them are children. Caspian asks, "Do you both remember what happened in Xyrus 6 years ago?" They say, "Are you talking about that, where young people from 3 races came?" Caspian says yes. The kingdom has announced that now elves and dwarfs can also become adventurers. Hearing this, they're surprised and say, "Guys, this means those children are elves and dwarfs." Caspian says yes. Lucas is half-elf and lives in Sapin. Not much is known about his background, but I think his mother would be an elf slave. There have been rumors for a long time that Lucas's family uses quite questionable methods to make powerful children. Hearing this, they ask about Elijah. Why was he made a B-class adventurer, directly skipping the exam? Caspian says Elijah has a guardian who guarantees Elijah's abilities, and that person is higher than me. I can't refuse his words. Actually, Elijah is a human child, but he was raised in the dwarf kingdom by dwarfs. He's been sent here so he can get used to living among humans, and also represents the dwarf kingdom. Hearing this, the instructor says this is happening quite fast. Who knows what will happen next? Then they ask about Arthur. Who is he? Caspian says we don't know anything about him. Don't know who he is, but I'm sure he wasn't sent by elves or dwarfs. And his guardian is Jasmine from the Flamesworth family. Jasmine's family is known throughout the kingdom for producing the most powerful fire magic users. Hearing this, the instructor says, "Now I understand how that note was able to use fire magic so well." Caspian says, "Don't know about that, but I was quite impressed seeing his sword skills." After this, we're shown a bit of Caspian and Arthur's fight. When Caspian was fighting Arthur, he was feeling that Arthur's movement was quite awkward. This is because Arthur's body hasn't grown much, but still Arthur gave him a very good fight. He's thinking that when Arthur grows up, he'll become quite dangerous. We see both of them giving each other a good fight. Arthur now looks for an opportunity and is about to attack Caspian, but then Caspian uses his wind magic to push Arthur back. Seeing this, Arthur also gets scared. The scene goes back to the present where Arthur is thinking that after fighting with Caspian, one thing became clear. In this world, I've become quite connected with magic, because of which I've forgotten my old life's strength, which was my swordsmanship. Arthur is walking when he bumps into Elijah. Elijah tells Arthur that the way he stopped Lucas's attack was quite reckless, but if he hadn't done that, he would have done something. Then, Lucas himself comes there. He asks Arthur and Elijah if they know each other. "Is there a B-class meeting going on here?" "You didn't invite me." Arthur says, "We don't invite rule breakers." Hearing this, Lucas gets angry and grabs Arthur's collar, saying he's stronger than him. After seeing this, Jasmine tries to stop them, but other people also start looking at them, wondering what's happening. Seeing this, Elijah says we should stop. We shouldn't attract attention like this. So Lucas also agrees. He tells Arthur he won't let him interfere next time. After saying this, he leaves. Elijah also leaves. Then Jasmine tells Arthur they should also leave. Arthur asks, "Where are we going?" After this, we see Jasmine taking Arthur through a gate to a place called Beastglades. Seeing it, Arthur says this place is more peaceful than I imagined. Jasmine says this is because this area has been explored quite well, so low-level adventurers come here for training or they come to collect materials for quests. Ignore all this talk, we need to go to our destination. After saying this, she starts running quite fast. Arthur is also chasing her. Arthur thinks to himself that he didn't doubt Jasmine wouldn't be fast, but Jasmine is even faster than he thought. After this, Arthur remembers his fight with Caspian and says he was trying to force my hand. Arthur remembers when he was fighting Caspian, he thought once he dodges his attack, he'll use his spell. Arthur was completely confident he'd finish him with his spell, but Caspian is also quite clever. He pushes Arthur back with his strength. Seeing this, Arthur is also shocked. Caspian tells him not to be overconfident. Hearing this, Arthur starts thinking where he made the wrong assumption. They're running when suddenly they hear an explosion. We find out there's a monster that accidentally got loose and is now attacking humans. Seeing it, Jasmine says this monster doesn't seem to be from this area. What is it doing here? Then they go ahead and find a broken carriage with people lying there. Seeing this, Jasmine understands that maybe these people had captured this monster, but the monster killed them and escaped. Then we see that monster coming to attack them. They quickly dodge its attack and come back. But suddenly the monster tries to attack them with its tongue, but they still dodge its attack. Seeing this, Arthur is about to come forward to fight, but Jasmine tells him to run away. After saying this, she goes quite fast and attacks that monster multiple times, injuring it slightly. But Jasmine comes near a tree. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the monster comes to attack her again, but Jasmine dodges its attack. But during this, her balance gets disturbed, so Jasmine is about to fall down. Seeing this, Arthur quickly goes and catches Jasmine. We see Arthur getting very angry at that monster. On the other side, we see many other people whom the monster sees and is about to attack. Seeing this, Jasmine quickly goes there and comes in front of those people to save them. But Jasmine won't be able to fight it alone. Seeing this, Arthur tries to go, but suddenly his king version stops him. He tells Arthur to wait for the right moment. So Arthur also agrees. He thinks to himself that he won't repeat the same mistake again. After this, we see that monster going ahead to attack Jasmine. Arthur was waiting for a perfect moment, and as soon as he gets that moment, he goes quite fast. Arthur puts a lot of fire on his sword, and with that, he makes a very dangerous attack on that monster, killing it. Seeing this, everyone is quite surprised. In the next scene, all those people leave with that monster. Then Jasmine tells Arthur it seems you've figured out how to attack properly. After saying this, she pinches Arthur's cheeks and says try to worry about yourself a bit in such situations too. Arthur says okay, and there he starts thinking to himself, can someone tell me where I made the wrong assumptions? In the next scene, we're shown a night scene where they're camping. Jasmine starts telling Arthur that she became an adventurer so she could stay away from her family. She says her family, the Flamesworths, have produced quite powerful sorcerers for many years and generations. Jasmine was always taught in her family that fire is the strongest element, so Jasmine felt quite proud that she belonged to this family. She says she was the first to awaken in her family, so her parents had high expectations from her. But when Jasmine's family realized that Jasmine had no talent for magic, from then on they started calling Jasmine a failure. Hearing this, Arthur also gets angry and says this is quite wrong. Mana cores have different power cores, so it doesn't depend on elements. Seeing Arthur like this, Jasmine starts laughing a lot and says she's seeing this side of him for the first time. Hearing this, Arthur also gets embarrassed and sits down. He thinks he got angry because Jasmine reminds him of his past life. In his previous life too, people called him a failure. After this, Jasmine tells Arthur that in the past, her party members were quite angry at her for fighting the way he fought today. Sorry, she doesn't know how to cooperate with anyone and also doesn't know how to make someone trustworthy. Her party members taught her everything. Only after meeting them did she change so much. But sometimes they still get angry at her. In the next scene, we see Jasmine falling asleep. Arthur now remembers Jasmine's words and says, "Can I also change? How much blood of so many people is on my hands?" After this, Arthur remembers all his loved ones one by one. Remembering those people, Arthur says he can change. He has to change so he can always protect his loved ones. So he has to keep growing completely. There we find out that Tess was watching Arthur using scrying orb. Tess sees that Arthur was with Jasmine. Seeing this, she gets jealous and says, why is Arthur always with a girl? Different ones too. She gets quite angry. Then Grandpa comes there and asks what happened. She says nothing, just watching Arthur. After saying this, she shows Arthur to him too. Seeing this, Grandpa tells her that if she's jealous that Arthur is taking new challenges and becoming stronger, then she shouldn't stay behind either. For example, take this. After saying this, Grandpa gives her a book. Seeing that book, Tess becomes quite happy. After this, in the next scene, we're shown a small part of the next season, where we see the story 2 years later, where some people are talking about a rumor about someone who is quite powerful. They're talking about Arthur here, but they don't know who Arthur really is. They just call Arthur a masked swordman. On the other side, we see Arthur sitting at a house. Then Jasmine comes there. Seeing her, Arthur comes down, and they get ready to go ahead on their journey. And with this episode and Season 1 ends here. I'll meet you again with another amazing new series on this channel. Until then, bye-bye.